I think the difference between diversity and inclusion is diversity is being invited to the party and inclusion is being asked to dance and maybe even pick the music. My name's Patrick Bardsley. I'm co-founder and CEO of Spectrum Designs Foundation. When I was 18, I had an opportunity to go and work at a special needs summer camp upstate New York. And there I met Greg. Greg is one of the most pure, incredible, gentle, kind souls you'll ever meet.
Gregory, he was diagnosed at the age of 2. He was the beginning of the explosion of autism. When Gregory was diagnosed, we weren't financially comfortable, and we knew we were going to have to hire people to provide interventions for him. John said, okay, we're just going to have to work really hard so that we can provide for him. That was our motivation.
I met other families at the summer camp who all had the same recurring kind of conversation around what happens next, right? What happens when my son or daughter graduates high school? You want to set your son or daughter up for independence. And when you have a child with special needs, that changes. That always struck me as a problem that we wanted to try and solve. And so to do that, we said, well, why don't we create the jobs? And that's when Spectrum Designs was born.
At Spectrum Designs Foundation, we hire for specific tasks, which means if you can do the specific task that we need to get done, your diagnosis just doesn't matter anymore.
We have a custom apparel printing business, a bakery, and a laundry business. Very, very different industries, but it's a formula. And a lot of our employees on the spectrum like to be able to follow set rules. You've got a group of people here that, if you look at any of the data, are gold standard employees, right? Loyal, dedicated, professional, on time. We had kind of 80% year-on-year growth to kind of where we are now with 75 employees, over 60% of them being on the spectrum.
These guys, they're like amazing. They'll pop headphones in and just crank out the job, and the next question is gonna be, what do I do next? But these guys, they care.
So as someone who never ran a business before, I have no idea what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing when I started working with people with autism either. The number one and the number two challenges facing adults with disabilities is employment and housing. And so as an employer, we're really proud that Greg and then another 4 or 5 individuals are living together now and using their paychecks to help fund their living.
Seeing him live on his own and working, it's just every parent's dream. And that's something in the beginning when you get a diagnosis. You just wonder if that's ever going to be possible.
Society in general might think of a job like folding t-shirts as being menial, but that job can result in a paycheck for somebody with a disability, and it can result in a feeling of fulfillment. And you can have friends and a way of self-identification that has never made itself available to that person. That doesn't sound very menial to me.
There's still 50,000 adults with disabilities graduating high school every year that are facing such high unemployment rates, and we need to pull at that thread. And so our goal and our mission isn't just to create employment here, but to inspire others to do it.